I read some novellas to round out my December to get those stats in, but let's see how I did overall. Hi everyone, it's Kaylee and welcome back to my channel. So as I'm recording this, it is January 4th. This is the first time I've had a chance to even look at my December stats, let alone even really pay attention to my 2023 stats. I'm gonna do a separate video for all of my 2023 stats. But for now, let's just dive into November. And I'm also going to do, as always, my December book haul, which does include what I got for Christmas. And I am going to add this year, I think I'm going to add my plans for January so you guys can keep up with me. So let's start with my December 2023 stats. I read 35 books, which was 3,869 pages, and I listened to 76.73 hours of audio. That's a little bit lower than normal because I stopped listening to audiobooks. I didn't listen to any audiobooks the last week of December because I wasn't at work, and I don't tend to listen to audiobooks as much when I'm at home during the week. During my weeks off, so that's why my audio is less. But as overall, they were mostly lighthearted and funny, mostly fast and medium paced. Again, I don't really pay attention to that stat. Page numbers, most 23% of the books, which was 6, were between 300 and 500 pages, and 20 of them were less than 300 pages. And that's because I did do a run of novellas at the end of the year to get me into the 365 number. But yeah, my audiobook length, most of them were, 7 of them were between 8 and 16 hours, and only 2 of them were less than 8 hours. I think 8 is such an odd number. Like, I feel like for the audiobook lengths, and even the pages, I feel like the numbers that they use are very weird because, like, 200, over 200, I would count that as a regular length novel between 200 and 300. So I wish that their page length stats did under 200 and between 200 and 400, because I feel like a normal novel is between 200 and 400 pages, but that's just my personal opinion. I didn't read any nonfiction the last month. Out of the 36 books, 34 of them were romances. I did read a lot of novellas. As you can see, I've changed my tag system, and I think I might do a whole video in a few weeks that lists what I'm doing with my tags here because on Storygraph you can add tags that are only visible to you, but you can also share them with other people. So I think I might let you guys know what I'm doing with those to help better keep track of what I'm doing and for my reviews and stuff. For the formats, as I said, mostly digital, 24 digital, 9 audiobooks, and only 2 print books. What were my 2 print books? That is not a print book. Love Light Farms I did read in print, though. That one was a print book. That one I'm going to have to fix. Hold that thought. There we go. Now we have 25 digital, 1 print, and 9 audio. All the books were in English. My average rating was 3.72 stars. I had a lot of 3s, 11 of them, 13 4s. Ooh, I had 4 5 stars, and a few 1 rating. Hold that thought again. Technically yours. I didn't rate that. That's better. It was 4.5 stars with 3 spice. Now let's get back to my ratings. Let it refresh. Average now is 3.74. 11 of them were 3 stars. 4 of them were 3.5. 13 of them were 4 stars. 1 4.5. And then the 4 5-star books were, The Chances is an Elsie Silver novella. I love Elsie Silver. Nobody should be surprised by that. Let's Try This Again is another one in that same novella series that I read at the end of the month. Done and Dusted. I loved Done and Dusted. I think I've already posted a video on how much I really enjoyed that one.
But definitely, if you haven't checked that one out, you really, really should. And the last one is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. And this one was more of a novella Christmas one. I love it. It was published a few years ago, but I hadn't read it yet. And it is so cute. I 100% recommend it at Christmas time. So, and then those are my pages and minutes in December 2023. So yeah, those are my December stats. So those are my stats in December. As I said, I did read a novella series to finish up the month because I really, really wanted to hit the 365. And I'll go over this more when I do the year. I hit 365 books. In fact, I exceeded it, but I don't think I hit 365 romance novels. But if you want to know my exact stats, keep an eye out for that video. I'm going to post that hopefully in a few days. Oh, sorry, my dog wants up. Come on. Ready? Good boy. Okay, lie down. You can be in the rest of the video. Okay. So, book haul January. Let's save the book haul for last because it's my favorite part. So now I'm going to talk about my plans for January. I have a little list. So there are 11 new releases that I'm interested in. And they are, I can even give you a list of them. I am that type of person. I keep a Google calendar for all of my new releases. Okay, so the new releases that I'm going to read in January, that I want to read in January, are Last Call at the Local by Sarah Grunder Ruiz, Straight Red String Theory by Lauren Kyung Jessen, Midnight Ruin by Katie Robert, Say You'll Be Mine by Naina Kumar, The Fake Dating Game by Timothy Janofsky, The Breakup Tour by Emily Wimberly, Austin Sigmund Brunbroka, The Wiener Across the Way by Amy Award, Thoroughly Pucked by Lauren Blakely, Work It Out by Eva Seidler, Changed by Cara Clare, and Meet Me in Adeline by Lindsay, I think it's Lindsay Cord, but I wrote it down as Lindsay Off, and I don't think that's her actual name. There are a few other new releases that you should keep an eye out for in January. I did read arcs of them, so you probably have seen reviews for them, but they're coming out in January, so you should check them out. And they are Hedging Your Bets by Jane Denker, Love Naturally by Sophie Sullivan, The Getaway List by Emma Lord. That is a YA book, so if you're not interested in YA, then please feel free to skip that one. And Mostly Loathing You by Nicole Ryan, and The Takeover by Tara Tanamachi. Those ones, so you've probably already seen reviews for my channel at the end of December, but keep an eye out for those ones. Percy. For those ones this month, coming out this month. And then I do have 4 arcs that I want to read in January that are releasing on February. They are When Grumpy Met Sunshine by Charlotte Stein, How You Get the Girl by Anita Kelly, Let's Be Honest by Sarah Robinson, and The Neighbor Wager by Crystal Caswell. And I do have an arc request for Till There Was You by Lindsay Hammeroff. It hasn't been approved yet. If it doesn't get approved by it releases February 20th. So if I don't get approval by around January 20th, then I probably will withdraw my request for that one and just read it when it comes out in February. So I have 4, possibly 5 arcs that I want to read. Percy, you can't lick my hand while I'm doing this, buddy. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this in right now. I made my TBR, physical TBR jar, and a KU TBR jar. So I picked 2 books from each of those jars. I filmed it already because I wanted to start reading it. So I filmed it a few days ago because I've already started and almost finished one of the 4 books. So I'm going to pop that in now. It's the first of the month, so we're going to pick from my TBR jars. So the first one is a purple one. If you don't know what these are, please check out my 2024 reading plans and goals carton. I will link it up in the corner so you can see when I made these and what they're for. But first off, these are ones on my physical TBR, so books that I have here on my TBR cart. 1 and 2. So the first one is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, right here. And next up, if this is the other one by her, I might put it back because I want to read new things. What You Wish For. So these are the 2 books from my physical TBR that I'm going to read this month. And now let's do my KU TBR. 1, 2. The first one is Kiss and Don't Tell. I will put a picture of the corner of that one. And the second one is Faking with Benefits. Now this one I'm pretty sure is Lily Gold, one of the Lily Gold Why Choose books. I've read a few of hers, but I haven't read them all. This one I'm not sure, so it's a surprise. So yeah, let's see how these books go this month. And we're back. So you see the 4 books that I want to read, 2 KUs and 2 prints. I am honestly almost done with The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. So check for, you can expect a review probably at the beginning of next week. I'm not sure if I'll finish it. I'm thinking I might finish it around Sunday. So you can probably expect a review coming for that one on Monday. And then the other 3 I will work into my January list. So yeah, so there are 11 new releases, 4, possibly 5 arcs. That's at 15 to 16. And then the 4 books that I picked, so that brings my total to 19, possibly 20. So I have 10 to 11 other books to round out the 31 that I need to read in January. Now I have already read a few that weren't included in this one. You might have seen the reviews for them already. I'm already well into the year for reviews. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And now my favorite part, time for my December book haul. I only have 6 books that I got in December, and 4 of them were Christmas presents. So actually I think I did pretty good for not doing too big of a haul this month. The first one I got was Done and Dusted. My husband happened to be away on a work trip and was scouting around Indigo and was taking me through their romance novel section. The Indigo where I live has a very small romance section. It is only 2 shelves. The one he was in was like 12 shelves of romance. So I really need to go back to the I need to go to the big cities. But he was panning and I saw Done and Dusted. It was on my TBR. As you know, I've already read this one. I 5-starred it. I loved it. Yeah, if you haven't read it yet, even if you're not a huge small town cowboy romance, give it a try anyway. I loved it. I loved it. It's like the perfect length, the perfect amount of spice, the perfect amount of intrigue and drama. I have no complaints about it. Just read it. And the next book I bought was Snowed In for Christmas. And this book I bought because the audiobook sucked. I was reading this as an audiobook in my last week of the last week that I was working in December, and the audiobook kept glitching. Like halfway through the chapter, it would switch, it would restart the chapter, and so you never actually got to hear what was happening at the end of the chapter. It did this like 3 times. The first time I was like, okay, that sucked. I would wish I knew what I missed, but whatever, I'll get over it. The second time it happened, I was like, well, now I'm just getting annoyed. And when it happened the 3rd time, like an hour later, I'm like, no, I'm done. So when I went shopping later that day, I found this at Superstore when I was shopping for groceries. And so I had to pick it up so that I could finish reading the book. So you've probably already seen my review of this one as well. It wasn't my favorite Christmas story. The locked snowed in trope is okay, but not one of my favorites. It makes books a little insta-love for me, but overall, it wasn't a bad read, so you probably don't want to read Christmas anymore, but next Christmas, if you didn't read it's an average Christmas read if you are looking for one. Next up is my Christmas presents. So first off, I'm going to start with Christmas presents that I got from my husband, and my husband has a hard time picking out romance books for me. He knows I love romance books, and he loves buying them for me, but because I read so many, and I don't want to own all of the books that I read. He had a hard time. He told me that he was going to have a hard time coming up with some. So I ended up making him an Amazon wish list. He didn't order off the Amazon wish list, but he took the wish list to our local bookstore and he bought things off the wish list. So there's a story behind that. So he bought me Flawless by Elsie Silver. Yes, I already own both other covers. Did I tell him that? No. He knows I've already read the book, but he doesn't know this is my 3rd copy of it, and I'm probably not going to tell him. He also bought me Powerless, and he bought me Wildfire by Hannah Grace. If you haven't heard my review of Hannah Grace, also loved this book. 5-starred this book as well. I am not sad that I have it on my shelf. My only conundrum is do I buy Icebreaker so that it sits pretty next to it on the shelf, even though I didn't really like Icebreaker? That I'm not sure of. That is a conundrum for another day. So those are the 3 books he bought me. And if you are an Elsie Silver fan, you'll know, wait a second, where's book 2? Where's Heartless? I watched your video where you rank all of the Elsie Silver books, and you said Heartless was your favorite. How could he not buy you Heartless? Because I didn't add it to the wish list. I only added the other 4 for some reason. I don't know why. And Hopeless is obviously not released yet on this cover. It's coming out this month, so I will probably buy that one. And Reckless was sold out in the store. That's why he added on Wildfire instead of buying me Reckless. But I didn't put Hopeless on the list. And so he just assumed that I already had it. He saw it in the store. So when my mother-in-law bought me a $25 gift card to Indigo, I went and bought Heartless myself because it's the best one in the series. You can't convince me otherwise. Cade is the epitome of single daddy, book boyfriend, love of my life. So I have the first 3 in the new covers, and I will buy Reckless soon, I'm sure, and I will buy Hopeless as soon as it's out. I have all 5 books in both other couples, the couple cover and the special edition mirror covers, and I love that series. So yeah, overall, only 6 books, and 4 of them were Christmas presents. I only bought 2 books. Technically, I bought 3 of the books because my husband and I do share expenses. So it's not like he secretly squirreled away money. Like, he used our joint account to buy the books. But that's okay. I love him for it anyway because he is helping fuel my romance book addiction. So what can you say? So that's all I have for you today. I gave you a lot of information today. I'm sorry if I bombarded you and this video is going to end up being long. But we did my December 2023 stats. We did my January 2024 reading plans and my December 2023 book haul. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, and if you subscribe, you get to see daily romance book reviews, 1-minute shorts that I post every day for every romance book that I read, as well as I like to throw in these random books with my stats and book hauls and just my opinions about romance books. So please subscribe, join the community, leave me comments. I reply to comments as soon as I am physically able to. I love talking about romance books with people. So please leave your comments, suggest books to me. I have 11 open slots of books this month, so make some suggestions, please. Thanks for watching.